Restoration Church. How you guys doing? Brian here. So glad you're here for an edition of The Leftovers. This is the last Leftovers with Mountain of a Message from a Mountain, which we just wrapped up that sermon series on Sunday. We got the last words that Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount, not the last words he said, the last words he said on the Sermon on the Mount. And I want to go back through some of these words that he said, and just bring to light a couple of things that I kind of glossed over on Sunday because I did run out of time, and B, I forgot to put this verse on the screen, so I missed it a little bit. But it's Matthew 7, starting in verse 28, and it says, "When Jesus finished these sayings, the crowds were astonished at his teaching, for he was teaching them as one who had authority, not as their scribes." See, Jesus was teaching in a way that was different than what they had heard before. He was speaking as someone who had complete authority over this topic, over this subject, over whatever it is that he talked about, these things of the law, these things of God. He was speaking as if he actually was God. He was speaking with the authority of God. See, we can speak about the authority of God as preachers and teachers and pastors today. We can speak about the authority of God. We can speak about God. But we can't speak with authority because we're not God. Now, we can know God intimately, and we can relay the truths that we find in this book to you and to people who are listening. But to speak with authority, well, that is something that is only done by the one who's in charge. In order to speak with authority, you have to have authority, right? And we have no authority over God. The only one who could speak like this is Jesus. And so it amazed them. They were astonished at his teaching, but not just at his teaching, but the way in which he was teaching as one who had authority. And it changed their lives for many of them. It was revolutionary. And the way that we go through the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5, 6, and 7, I hope that the words of Jesus were revolutionary. Not the things that I said, not the things that I get in the way. And I don't want to get in the way. But I hope that as we listen to the Sermon on the Mount, as we study the Sermon on the Mount that we have for the last 17 weeks, man, I hope we come away with an awe of who Jesus is and the authority that he has. And so if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, give us a comment on something that really stuck out to you in this message series that the whole series that we did. If you can think back all the way to the Beatitudes, to this last weekend, that we live Jesus' truth. We live his truth, not our truth. And then the next thing I want to ask is, have you given him the authority over your life? See, something has authority over our lives, and we don't like to think that way, especially in America, that something has authority over us. We like to say that, no, we're free, we're the land of the free, home of the brave, all that kind of stuff. And we don't like the idea of someone being over us in authority. But the secret is, when we let Jesus have the authority in our lives, when we let go of trying to do these things ourselves, that's when we really start living. And so I encourage you, if you haven't done so at any point in these last 17 weeks, to really get to know who Jesus is. So that's it for the Leftovers and Mountain of a Message from a Mountain. I do hope you enjoyed the series. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm even more excited about this next series coming up. Number one, because it's Genesis, and I've never done a series in Genesis before. I've never even heard a series in Genesis before, so I'm excited about that. And number two, we're actually going to be back in the brewery, which is pretty awesome. So we will see you guys on Sunday at 10 o'clock at Right Brain Brewery. We will be there. You will be there. It'll be a great thing. And if by some chance you're not there, we will have the sermon posted online as well. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm grateful that you are a part of Restoration. So I will see you guys on Sunday.